You can support this show at patreon.com/ASAPodcasting. Welcome to a Skyrim Addict podcast, where I will discuss my adventures and misadventures through Skyrim. Join me. Add your stories, add your tales. Let's get into this thing. And welcome back to Skyrim Addict podcast. I think it's like 178. And we are here live today. Well, technically we record live every time we record, but that's I guess that's another issue. But
I mean, admittedly, sometimes I feel dead.
That's right. Yes, yeah. I'm planning on being dead next week, but this week I'm fine. Yeah.
Oh gosh! So we are doing the 12-hour charity stream for the Cystic Fibrosis Foundation. If you would like to donate to our cause, just head over to asapodcasting.com. There's a donate button at the top. Just click on that. It goes right through Cystic Fibrosis Foundation directly, all tax deductible, all that kind of stuff. You'll see the team members. You can, click on a team member and donate to one of their links. If you donate through the Will Run For one, we are running 1 mile for every $10 donated. I think currently there's like $570 in there. And overall, there's something like actually, I have it right here. $24.49 currently as we record. So actually, whenever you hear this, you can go through that link and donate. Doesn't matter if it's a year down the road or whatever. That's always live, actually. So, and it always goes through Cystic Fibrosis Foundation. So Ray's just dead for tax reasons, Lisa. But oh gosh. So I actually been playing a little bit more of the Marisi mod since we talked last time, and I thought I was like at the completion of it basically, but there's like you get like little bits of the story as you go along, like the character like has a dream or something, or you can tell they're like upset about something, so you talk to them and you get more of the story. So I've been enjoying that a lot, and started like doing some other questing in between, because we had to raise a saber cat that I had to feed, and then we had to get a ring to make the saber cat invisible for going into towns or something, because I guess there's some issue with saber cats in towns and things like that. So
cool.
So it's like all these kind of little bits and pieces of the story coming out. So I really, Marisi, I recommend highly. I'm glad Michelle mentioned it. I'm enjoying it quite a bit. Yeah,
I kind of avoided it because I thought it looked kind of cutesy, but clearly it's not. So that's good to know.
Yeah, I think there's enough of like the character is kind of cutesy in that way, like because it's the half Khajiit, half female character, right? Or half humanoid, I should say. But I think the story is interesting, and there was actually one part where you go into her dream, but it's all text based because you actually, I guess, traveling to whatchamacall, where the Khajiit live.
Elsewhere,
yeah, the deserts of like elsewhere. So you're going there, so obviously they're not rendering it and all that and building all that, so you do it's like a text-based adventure almost when you go through the dream, which is pretty interesting, and you make choices and you can fail it or succeed actually, so there are consequences. Yeah. You do put a ring on the cat. I don't know if it's on the tail or not, but yes. The saber cat gets a collar and Marisi gets a ring, so she'll basically bring the saber cat out when you hey, Lotus of Doom is here from Tales of Tamriel. What's up, man?
Oh, nice. Hey.
So yeah, she basically conjures up, essentially that's probably the mechanic of it, is she conjures it basically whenever you get somewhere in a battle or whatever.
So what's her sort of background? Is she supposed to be, what do they call the almost humanoid Khajiit, Omsrat or something like that? I mean, there's she was born under one phase of the moon. You know how the Khajiit have very different body forms.
Yeah,
they're polymorphic.
Her story is more about some experimentation that went on that the Thalmor were doing.
Oh God, of course.
So of course it was. Yeah,
was
surprise,
freaking
surprise! It was the Thalmor. Were involved in some shenanigans, and and yeah. So that's kind of the story you get into, and actually you use the Thalmor embassy for a good bit of the main story, which is good. And some rooms are closed off, like you can't get down to the torture chamber where you have to go.
Okay.
And
that's that's fairly skillful. I think. I mean, that's a seminal place for the main story quest. How does that overlap?
Yeah, I haven't gone through the main quest, so I'm not sure what it causes, but you're going there separately. And so I don't know if you have already gone through the main quest and gone through the embassy, if that'll be open to you, whereas I didn't, so it was locked when I went down there. Because you're in that upstairs, where the two offices are and where you find the journals or whatever it is for Esbern, about Delphine and all that kind of stuff. You're up in that area essentially. So, Lotus is out promoting it on social media, which I appreciate.
Thank you very much.
And Tails did a great job with their crazy long, like, what was it, 48 hours or something straight they went.
Dang me.
going
a long time.
Crazy long. Yeah. But no, it's I like how it worked it in. It wasn't like bombarding you with enemies, so it wasn't like making things hard by throwing 40 people at you or whatever. But it was still interesting and tough. And I kind of like what's happening after. You can go about the story the rest of the game and pick up little bits and pieces of her story too along the way. It was 48 hours. And he said that was rough. So, which I can imagine. I don't know if we could do 48. Look, I'm just saying 12 is.
12
although
is hard
I mean,
enough, yeah.
what 48 is only 4 episodes of Fallout feed at this point, back to back. Oh gosh, but yeah, I saw Eleonora had posted a new mod. I actually got to pull that up, see what it was. I was going to check that out.
Yeah, I haven't looked in the last couple of days. I meant to, but I've been working on this well, I'll talk about it in a minute, but yeah, go ahead. Sorry.
Oh no, just saying that was there, and we had talked earlier that I had built a PC this week. Nothing, super powerful or anything, but I'm gonna try and load up. Was it Legacy of the Dragonborn on it to be able to play through that? So that'll be fun. Have a PC character for that. Which, of course, nice. I'll use a controller because I'm lazy and want to sit on the bed.
Yeah.
And not in a chair.
There's so many great add-ons and mods for Legacy. It's a lot of things like Colin was talking about Zim's. Is it Zim's artifacts or something like that?
Oh yeah,
that integrates really well into it. It's such an amazing mod.
Yeah, I can't wait to try it out. Honestly, it's been a while since I've played on. A while since I played on PC actually. Since probably Xbox One came out and the modding started on that. It's probably been about that long. Maybe I probably played some intermittently on PC, but not a lot. So it'll be nice to have a character on there.
Sorry, I'm trying to load up all this.
Oh, that's right. Jessica's right. Dovahkiin's Vault. That's the new one from Eleonora.
Oh, nice.
That she announced yesterday. And it's on the Nexus and on Xbox One.
Oh, let me look at that so I can see. Is it like a?
Just displaced space.
Oh, okay. So it's one of her.
I don't know that it's actually player home. It looks like it has all the display cases for the Dragon's Claws, unique weapons, all the masks.
Oh, okay.
Elder Scrolls, all kinds of weapon and armor displays.
Yeah, I don't know if it was out previously either. But yeah, she definitely announced it just the other day, like that it was at least redone or it's new. I'm not sure.
Cool. Because she did some, costumes or whatever you want to call it, clothes for Fallout 4. But I wondered if she was going to do some for Skyrim. Because she does pretty much all player homes and stuff for Skyrim. And she did have either of you guys tried her? I don't know if she's got more, but she had at least one player home for Fallout 4 as well. It's in downtown Boston. Forget what it's called.
Yeah, I did the. There's one just right by Diamond City.
Yeah, right.
It's a Raider home.
Oh, no, maybe not. This one, the one I'm thinking of is like it's a very elegant building. I'd have to look it up in a second.
Yeah, this one's in the alley. Now I can't think of the name of the alley. It's been a while since I've been.
Not Hangman's Alley thing.
Yeah, Hangman's Alley.
Okay.
It's inside that settlement area.
Okay. All right. No, the one I'm thinking of is is like an old hotel or something. It's a really elegant sort of apartment kind of thing. I used it for a James Bond style character I played a while back in Fallout 4. It's nice to know she's still active. That's good.
Yeah. Did she do some?
I think she's had a little bit of time on her hands because there hasn't been a lot of creation club stuff.
Yeah, she was working creation club stuff too, right?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't realize that. That's funny. I would have thought she'd be one of the people who'd never touched creation club.
No, she's really done it since the beginning.
Yeah, and I think she was part of the.
Pretty positive on it.
She was part of the Tundra Home, I think, design, which is the Skyrim one. Which I bought. It's really nice actually. It's a really nice player home. It's right outside Whiterun along the. If you go out towards the bridge towards Riverwood, towards
White River Watch. Where this is right up above there, that the Raider camp.
Oh yeah. If you were, it's basically south of the White River Watch gate, or that back gate by the farm, the Laurie Ellis farm.
Okay, yeah.
It's basically south of the farm along the water. It's between the farm and that Laurie Ellis farm or whatever it is, and the meadery. Is that what it is? There's a meadery.
Yeah, the Hunting Brew
Meadery.
Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah.
And Lee says she has a clothing shop in Diamond City.
Yeah, I have her armor compendium, but I didn't realize she also had a clothing shop place. That's sort of like the Apache's big clothing shop for Skyrim. I forget what it's called now. That came out 3 years ago.
Yeah, she has herself in there too.
Oh, good for her.
So
she's a character. I've watched her a couple of live streams. She did not live stream, but recorded videos she did a few years ago. She's just she's great, very funny.
I got a chuckle when the Microsoft deal was announced. She tweeted out, "So does this mean I'm a Microsoft employee now?"
Oh yeah, I saw that. Oh man, yeah, I have a bunch of the Creation Club stuff.
I'm going to attempt to mix two modders here, Enai Cheyenne and Simon Magus, and see if I can get their stuff to work together.
There you go.
Yeah.
So once we finished up with Rigmore, I went ahead and took my character back to Legendary. And I wanted to finish the Civil War quest, so I started Dragons, so that I wouldn't be locked out of Whiterun. And so because of the massive amount of magic resistance that I have, and I have a set of boots for fire, frost, and shock resistance, and so I can just stand there as long as I stay out of the reach of the dragon's jaws. I can just sit there and take blast after blast while I'm shooting arrows.
Nice. Sounds like one of Major Slack's characters.
Yeah, it's I definitely took some tips from those videos, on how to enchant my gear.
Yeah. Yeah, I've been sort of not closely, but I've been following some of his advice for my latest Fallout 4 excursions. A lot of it's very, very, especially in the early game, it's very, very thoughtful.
Yeah, I just can't be as diligent about, making sure I'm well rested and changing my standing stones and.
Oh yeah, so you're leveling the proper things with the proper stone and all that.
Yeah, he's definitely does the min-max thing, but it's and he you have to accept it, because I never fast travel or until I started working with trying his stuff out. Now you have to fast travel if you're going to play the game his way, and it does make sense. Sure, it does the same thing in Fallout, constantly sleeping to get well rested and all that, and using one home base, etc. Lots and lots of fast travel, and lots of drugs. He uses Psycho constantly. It's his contention that with the right perks, etc., that the debuff you get for getting addicted isn't enough to worry about. So he doesn't really cure it very often. Forget a couple other compromises he makes that way. I still won't use the drugs though.
But I was having so much fun with that character that I decided I needed to start another one.
Nice.
So I've taken another crack at a mage. This time I loaded Triumvirate.
Isn't that cool? Oh yeah,
it's great. Playing with the Shadow Mage.
Oh, yeah. Nice.
Yeah.
So I figure it's not going to be too far removed from my favorite, which is Sneaky Daggers.
Mm-hmm.
So we'll see how it goes. I'm going to try not to fall too much into that mold, but it's been fun so far.
Yeah.
I have to try one of his builds. I've never done that.
It takes a little bit of following. One of the if you watch any of his videos and enjoy them, it's probably worth. He wrote a how-to book, downloadable PDF thing quite a while ago, and a lot of the little techniques he uses are in that. So if you don't want to have to have your second monitor and have the video going and watch that while you're playing and all that, which is gets tedious, then you can just sort of download that. I think he still has it available. Charges $10 for it or something. Mm-hmm. And there's a lot of interesting things in there.
He definitely is. Shown me some of the stuff that I really hadn't played around with too much.
Yeah,
as far as the mechanics go,
mm-hmm.
And changed the way I do some stuff.
Yeah, that's what I'm interested in, because I get into my pattern of leveling that I do. With the my big thing is getting transmute, mining the iron, transmuting it, making jewelry, enchanting the jewelry, selling the jewelry. So you get the smithing, the enchanting, blah blah blah. The alteration. So it builds a couple things just doing that one set of things. That's always been something I've tried to do pretty early, like on a character.
It's also amusing to see him going into some places at extremely low levels on legendary, and the tricks that he uses to be able to negotiate through without having to do battle with foes that would clearly just swat you like a bug.
Yeah, don't take you right out.
Yeah, and he always, he always, it's always vanilla. He doesn't use mods at all. I think he plays with a controller. No, he plays on a mouse and keyboard. That's right.
Yeah, you can hear him.
Yeah, clicky.
Yeah, you can hear it click clack.
Yeah, but you talk about you were mentioning during your running podcast the number of hours when you guys started talking about video games. I can't imagine how many thousands of hours this guy has put in. He must be getting up close to 10K.
Yeah, he's got to be like double what we were doing. What we are doing. Yeah.
He says often he'll say, I work 12 hours a day, because he's doing that. Plus he's doing walkthroughs and playthroughs of other games on his other channel. So he produces a ton of content. And he's still, he's getting close to 100,000 subscribers on his Skyrim channel. So
that's good.
Yeah. I contribute to his stuff. I donate some money.
Yeah. He's very entertaining.
Yeah, yes.
And he's our age, so.
Is he really?
Yeah. Yeah, I think he might be a year, I think maybe about a year older than me.
Wow. That's funny because I saw him, he has some live videos and I didn't think he looked that old. I say this with my gray beard. But I thought he was younger. Huh? Interesting. He's Canadian too. He lives up in Montreal.
Yeah.
Ah, does he? Ah.
Yep.
I'm standing up. Sorry.
That's okay.
The sitting was getting to me, so I was like, "Oh, sorry." I've been having an issue with like my it's not like mimic sciatica, but it's from sitting too much. So especially office chairs are not the greatest things in the world. So.
Yeah. Well, luckily, I have a fairly comfortable chair here, but not as nice as Ray's. But
I may switch cords and slip to the bed with the longer cord and just lay back because my headphones go really far. That's the one.
I'm about to start this version of Skyrim. Let's see. Wish me luck here.
Good luck.
Crashes the game.
Yeah, I'm actually interested to see. I assume they're gonna do. An updated version, or push out an update for the Series X when it comes, now that it's out. And being Microsoft related and all that. Because even Oblivion got the 1X update,
Yeah.
I don't have a Series X yet, but that was something that would interest me, and I wonder if you would even be able to do, because the Xbox has obviously more modding space than the PlayStation. So
do you have any idea what the Series X have more room for mods?
That's what I'm wondering. Yeah, if you'll have even more space and be able to do more. I would think you would, but I don't know. That doesn't necessarily mean they'll allow more space for it. Xbox has pretty good space now, from what I recall. I forget what it is exactly, but relative to the PlayStation, it's like double, I think.
Well, it didn't crash.
Oh, there you go.
No, I'm so just Simon Magus has a series of pretty cool. Well, we've all used Adamant, or those of us who can have used Adamant, but he's got one called Mundus, which is for standing stones, another one called Aetherius, which is for races, and then of course Mysticism, and then two cool looking combat mods. So I've loaded, and also a vampire overhaul that he just released. So yeah, I want to try these out, sort of alternate to Enai Sheon, who also has a new mod coming out. I forget what it's called. Sacrilege, I think. I don't know if it's a light version of something else or what, but it's. Does anybody know about that? Ray, have you heard anything about that?
No, I saw his Patreon post.
Right. Yeah, he said it was going to be delayed a week. Yeah.
Gerard said it looks amazing on Series X already.
Oh, cool. Good to know.
That is good to know. Yeah, I didn't upgrade the Xbox because I already have I have a One X. So I was like, I'll just wait a little bit and see what happens. So, and I got the PS5, which I think I said earlier was like 6 feet tall and weighed 50 pounds or something. Which is essential. The box came in and I'm like, oh my God, this is the biggest gaming box I've ever seen in my life. And then I took it out. I'm like, oh my God, this thing is gigantic.
Wow. Is it noisy?
No, it's super quiet. It's pretty quiet. I know other people had issues where it was loud. They had some whirring issues or whatever. This one's hasn't been, I haven't had that issue. I had that on my PlayStation 4 actually. I had one of the ones that was kind of whirring, but this one no. But yeah, I'm gonna play some Valhalla later, so get into that.
Yeah.
I was debating what to get, like, because I do love the Assassin's Creed series, especially the reboot of it, or the latest ones anyway. I've really enjoyed those. I don't know what it was about the Viking thing that just didn't grab me. I don't know, because it feels like a departure from the series almost in some ways.
Really?
It's the same as how, well, it's not really a departure, but it's the same as how the colonial ones didn't work for me. Like, okay. I kind of fell off of those also. I don't know what it is. It's like it's either got to be like ancient Italy or or something like that. I have to have some Roman or some Greek or the Egyptian one I enjoyed as well. So I don't.
I get it. Okay, that makes sense. What did you think of Black Flag?
I never played it. I didn't. Okay. I missed some in the middle. You know, I played the early ones. I kind of missed the ones in the middle. Yeah, and then came back to it with was it Origins?
Origins,
and then Odyssey.
Yeah, Unity really killed my desire to play it for a while, and then the Syndicate was pretty good. But yeah, Odyssey really rebooted it well. I was just asking in the YouTube chat if anybody had tried Ghost Runner, because I did say I was, you know, I want to get Valhalla eventually, but I wanted to get a game, so I bought Ghost Runner, which is has been getting some pretty amazing reviews. It's a first person parkour, a little bit like Mirror's Edge, if anybody played that. But it looks superb, just amazing. So I'm going to try that out later. Maybe if there's a spot to stream, maybe I'll let everybody laugh at me trying to play it.
There you go. I have to set up Twitch on the PS5 and stream some Valhalla at some point.
Yeah, that'd be fun. Sean's been streaming on his channel, which is OCOT, by the way, if anybody wants to watch my oldest stream. He's been on Twitch pretty regularly lately.
I wonder what No Man's Sky looks like on the PlayStation 5. I have to see that.
Yeah, they did a new release on it.
Yeah, I have the original disc from when it originally came out from the PS4. So I probably have to get like 75,000 updates after loading it in.
Yeah,
but I know it is on Game Pass, so I can play it on Xbox One.
Well, I have a 4K monitor now, so I can get one of these new machines and hook it up to my monitor at least.
Oh, there you go. Yeah.
I also wanted to try the other reason for this whole new mod list that I've put together here is a lot of my basic core mods, but I've tried this Cathedral sort of series. It's not really an official series. It's a moniker or whatever you want, coined by a modder by the name of Rye, who wrote Rye Bash. It's the Cathedral versus parlor modding. So it's just a Cathedral being sort of an overarching concept. And there's a ton of landscape and flora mods done, and lighting mods, water, everything, visual done in the Cathedral, under the Cathedral umbrella. And I hadn't tried any of them, and I loaded it a while earlier. I loaded up with all the Cathedral stuff. It's gorgeous.
Oh, nice.
There's a lighting mod called Luminosity, and a whole bunch of stuff, and Cathedral weathers. It's really, really nice. Really pretty. Makes the game look really nice, even without an ENB. So
now for going back to this, for Legacy of the Dragonborn, does that require SKSE?
You know what? I don't know for sure, but if it might.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I have it on. I have. SKC
you have it anyway. Yeah.
It's always loaded, so I never think about it. But yeah, we got a lot of people in the chat there.
Yeah, it's going awesome. Lee's there. A bunch of the Fallout folks are there. Pink Sugar Pastries, Wasteland Baker.
Yeah, nice.
Gerard's there.
And we're all talking about Skyrim. They don't care about Skyrim.
Right? Oh gosh. Yeah, I thought I thought Hitman 3 was also coming out this month.
Is it really?
Or did it get delayed? I don't know. I thought originally it was announced, but I mean, this was a while back, so who knows? With everything could have been delayed, because I was kind of looking forward to that as well. I really enjoyed the first 2 parts of that series reboot.
I just cannot. I don't know whether it's just I can't wrap my head around all the. I mean, I could barely get out of the on the ship there. I was like,
oh yeah, the ship. Yeah,
I suck at this. Yeah. It was very self-defeating.
Yeah, it's basically a puzzle game in the end. I mean,
guess, yeah.
Yeah, in the end, it's basically a puzzle game, because then you can play it in all different, change the way you play the mission and stuff like that, and add different difficulties.
I think that's my problem. I'm not imaginative enough to think of all these bizarre things.
Yes. Yeah.
Or to try them out,
Yeah, it's kind of the game I play. One of the games I play in between Skyrim stuff. If I don't have a character going or something like that. Yeah. But actually, I was getting my friend Ian was gonna start playing Skyrim again. He hasn't played in a while. And he was talking about it, and he was just asking, because he had only played it vanilla, but played a ton of it.
Mm-hmm.
So I was giving him some basic mods he could do on Xbox when he was playing on that. I was like, oh yeah, you can still do all kinds of different quests and different, graphics or whatever. There's still a ton of stuff you can do even with the Xbox at this point. There's quite a selection.
Yeah, looking at the Legacy of the Dragonborn page, SKSE is optional.
Mm-hmm.
So there's some functionality in the version 3.0 that you would lose if you don't have it, but
okay.
It still in general plays.
But it would be preferable to have it, I assume.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll have to watch a tutorial to get that back in again. It's been a long time.
SKSE? Oh,
yeah.
That's pretty simple.
Yeah.
I mean, if you're using something like Mod Organizer, hey Ray, so do you repackage the data folder for an SKSE and load it in per profile, or do you just let it? You do? Okay, yeah. So yeah, that's the only thing that's the same thing you do in Mod Organizer too. Is just to be careful to keep the data folder separate.
I'm sure Gopher has a video or something, I assume.
Yeah, probably. I think Gopher did several Vortex videos early on, but are you going to use a mod manager or just?
Yeah, I'll probably use either. I used Mod Manager in the past, or Mod Organizer. Sorry, Mod Organizer in the past.
Yeah.
But it's been a while, so I just need to get up to speed on the updated version.
Yeah, it's been updated several times. It actually works really, really well now, and you can switch between games and stuff. I just always make sure to get my any folders that I feel strongly about, like any of the Mod Organizer folders, like downloads and mods and profiles, and get them out of that stupid app data crap and put them in a place that you know where they are and you can control. Yeah, I don't know. I don't use Vortex much at all. So I don't really know how it handles its data directories. Does it do the same thing, Ray? Is it use app data?
I'd have to double check. I don't think it does.
Okay. Because I just find that really annoying. It's hard. It kind of hides things from a user who wants to know where things are.
Oh, okay. I've never actually played with what's the menu change? What the hell is it? Why can't I remember? Sky UI. Yeah, I've actually never even played with Sky UI.
Yeah, you'll need SKC for that.
I've never actually even used Sky UI at all, oddly enough. Maybe the only player left who has not used Sky UI. Vortex is by the guy who did Mod Organizer.
Yeah, Tannen. And they just had a big survey out on the Nexus, because I believe they're working hard on Vortex 2 or whatever they're going to call it.
Mm-hmm.
I contributed what I could think of that was constructive.
Yeah, exactly. There you go.
Yeah.
I'm interested to get back to my vanilla character too, that I'm doing everything with.
Yeah.
It's just a pain on the Xbox to go back and forth because you have to turn the mods on and off individually.
Oh yeah.
So that's a little bit tedious. That's the only issue. Oddly enough, I do have 2 Xbox One X's here, so I may just buy a used Skyrim disc and throw it in the other one to use for the vanilla, and have one for the and have one for the modded version.
The ultimate mod organizers. Yes, I have 5.
Just have multiple machines around.
That's right.
So.
Yeah. That's funny.
I got one crazy cheap on there was some sale, I don't know, 7-8 months ago, whatever it was, 9 months, maybe a year ago. It was like $200 and you got a game with it. And I was like, well, it's like, oh God. It's like, all right, I'll do it.
Yeah. I can't decide which one to get. I don't think I'm going to get a PS5. I don't know.
Yeah, I'm going to eventually do this series. I mostly got the PS5 for Connor because he plays. Yeah. That's what he prefers. Like when he plays console, he's PC and PS5. That's his. He goes back and forth. So I generally prefer the Xbox just because it's what I've always used. So but I did there was some exclusives on PS every once in a while that I enjoy. So I know God of War was exclusive on there for a while, and that was really good.
Yeah, the big exclusive that I played the most was Horizon Zero Dawn. That was just an amazing game.
Oh yeah, that's right. Yeah,
but now it's on PC. And finally stable on PC. When the first port was pretty bad, but I haven't bought it for PC yet.
No.
Sean did. He played it. He streamed it for a while too.
And I added the Xbox app to my PC, so I use Game Pass on there too. There's some. I enjoy playing Age of Empires and stuff like that. That's all free on there. Older stuff, but things that I like. Quietly playing and not having to think too much or whatever.
Yeah.
So I pull those up every so often. But there's a lot more added to Game Pass is becoming crazy now. I mean, that's their obviously big push, and part of the reason they bought Bethesda, I assume, is just adding more and more to Game Pass to get that monthly revenue from everyone,
Right. Yeah. I don't need another subscription, I'm afraid.
Yeah. Well, I did it. I still have it going from when it was that ridiculous sale where you got it for an extra $1 a month.
Oh, right. Yeah.
What was that, a year and a half, 2 years ago, something like that? When it first went to Game Pass Ultimate, when they first created that, or when Gold finally added Game Pass or whatever it was. It was I was able to do 3 years at an extra $1 a month. So I'm still riding that.
Oh, okay.
So it's been a while.
Yeah, I can't. I don't think I think I had Game Pass briefly, but I don't even remember. I have that Xbox app on the PC, but since I switched around, I had musical PCs for the last 2 months trying to.
There you go.
Yeah, I finally bought a slightly more powerful one.
Yeah.
And but it's been a while moving things back and forth and everything. So,
well, now that I got comfortable building one, I'm more comfortable going forward doing one.
Yeah, so, it's not that hard. It's really just assembling parts, and being careful.
It's gotten so easy.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was surprised. I was waiting for something to go terribly wrong. But
you're not having to go in and assign IRQs.
Yeah, really. Yeah, I mean, back in the late 90s and early 2000s, I was assembling a lot of PCs for myself and the kids. And really, aside from IRQs and all that crap, the worst thing were the graphics drivers. But that's become so seamless now.
Mm-hmm.
That just it's just easy. So everything really is truly plug and play. And Ray, I think I believe we talked about this a while back, but you were right about the thermal paste. I took things off and cleaned it up and put new paste in there, and that machine stabilized quite a bit after that.
Sweet.
Yeah. But it was still having little bits of issues, so I retired it.
Yeah, I'd be much more comfortable building something going forward now after doing. I made sure, like, I went and I was like, all right, I'm going to do something low end because I don't want to spend a lot of money because I want to learn. So I consulted, was it Tom's Hardware and all that, and looked for stuff that was compatible and everything, and it went really pretty smoothly actually. I did actually get a bad GPU the first one out. It actually just didn't work.
Really?
And I thought I was doing something wrong, but it was just not working, because I took basically the case, Connor's old tower, and took everything out of it because it ended up, the power supply went and ended up burning out the motherboard and all. So I just basically kept the fans and all that and added everything out. Basically kept the fans and the hard drive, and that was it. So, and then went from there.
Well, I made one big mistake with this last PC I bought. I just I wasn't paying attention, and I ended up with an i7, an F i7 instead of a K. Which has some of the cores shut off or something. I don't know. Anyway, so now I'm gonna have to buy a new processor. But that's my bad. Yeah. So what? What are we doing going forward to this afternoon? How is this all going to work?
Let's see. We got a pretty good gap of 10 AD, right?
Yeah.
So I guess we can go as long as possible. Somebody was mentioning even maybe playing an episode of 10 AD, which I can definitely do. And then we can also, keep the live chat going and all that. Or we could just kind of fill time with whoever's available as well.
We'll bring some more people into this if anybody wants to hop in here, right?
Yeah, I mean, like anybody who saw the Zoom login, just hop in, like feel free, or anybody else who wants to hop in, just shoot a message to one of us. You know how to get a hold of us, or drop it in the chat and let me know.
Yeah, before I bore everyone and myself to sleep.
Let's see.
So I try talking about mods.
How do I find out? Let's see. I was trying to find out what I put into this thing. Let's see. About your PC. There you go. As we go deep dive into this. Let's see. What did I add? So I think what was the GPU? What did I say it was? I forget. I wrote it down. I can't remember. I think it was like an AMD or something.
Oh, nice. Yeah.
But it was an older one, like a 570, 530, something like that. I have to look. If I can remember.
I haven't used an AMD chip for a very long time.
Yeah, and then I did the AMD processor also. it was a quad core. It was a little bit older too. I went cheaper on the motherboard and processor because I was just not sure what I was doing yet.
Mm-hmm.
So I didn't want to like spend decent money and then burn something up. You know what I mean? I was like, do I want to?
That's a good plan.
Yeah, like if this burns up, you know, like I don't want to spend a couple $100 on something. So let me learn, then move forward from there. So I definitely got more comfortable after doing it once. So
yeah,
let's see.
I mean, I think you can still tweak, BIOS settings and things like that. You can find, but tweaked settings for and overclocking and things like that. But
yeah, for sure.
Yeah, and there's always stuff that you can do with those. I mean, even if it's just something that you set up just to do some basic surfing on. So
yeah. Well, I've got a 2070 Super in this one, so it's pretty decent. I didn't want to shell out all the cash for a 2080 Ti or something like that, but it does pretty well. Looks good in 4K, but because of the processor, I the first time I booted up Skyrim with about 250 or so plugins and mods and things, lots and lots of 4K textures and an ENB, it still slowed it down to a crawl. The engine just isn't up to in 4K anyway. I had the thing set in 4K, and Skyrim in 4K is, so I backed it off to 1440, and that seems fine. But Red Dead Redemption 2 looks pretty freaking sweet. I'll tell you what. I haven't tried anything else yet. I haven't had this thing running that long, so. But what processors? What do you have in your machine there, Ray?
My gaming machine downstairs, I've got a 1080.
1080
Ti.
Yeah. Nice.
And it does, it does 4K okay. I hardly ever get the fans to turn on. It has a setting in it where the fans will only come on when it needs it, to help keep the noise down.
Yeah.
And most of the time, Fallout 76, they never come on. No Man's Sky, they'll come on sometimes. And Skyrim, the only time I really have any kind of problem is if I get a lot of candlelight all in one spot. It'll get a little bit fidgety.
Yeah.
Like down in the forge underneath the College of Winterhold.
Oh yeah. The Atronach Forge.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That whole thing is ringed with candles.
Yeah, that's a lot to render, and
yeah, and I'm using a flame mod, so it makes it work all the harder.
Which one are you using? Embers?
I know I have Embers. I don't remember if that's the one I'm using right now or not.
Yeah. Cool. Yeah, check out Luminosity. It's a really nifty alternative to ELFX. I like ELFX, but it seems to be a little lighter weight, I think. Yeah, I know, Michelle. That's Zoom's fault. At least I blame it on Zoom. I couldn't get the exposure down enough, so I apologize for all the reflections in my glasses. I could turn on the ring light on my Keo and it would be even worse. So Michelle said he didn't have any problem in the NBC. I assume he was referring back to Marisi. Yeah.
Oh, that's possible.
Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't have a ton of problem there, but I thought it was definitely interesting the way they played it. I was a lower level mage, so it wasn't like the easiest route to take.
Yeah.
as anybody who's played a mage would know, but I think I'm actually.
I always end up just having to fight everybody.
Yeah. Eventually, you just run out of magicka and everything else because you're so low leveled. The extra leveling helped out. It allowed me to get through the story and hold my own, while going at a reasonable pace and without grinding at all, which was nice. It was just play. There was no real grinding or anything. I did some alchemy, but mostly so I had stuff, health and magicka potions and stuff. So it wasn't like grindy alchemy either. So there was that. But somehow I got the smithing must be like ultra fast because I got it to like 100, barely doing anything. Just like making leather boots and stuff like that, or hide boots, I guess, and rings and stuff like that. So it leveled pretty quickly. But like I said, I was only playing it to a certain point anyway, so I wanted it at least to be.
Yeah, the alchemy thing is one thing that, again, to sort of deify the guy or anything, but Slack does really. He actually has some really good power potions that he uses that both level up and are really useful.
Yeah,
instead of making water breathing because it has salmon roe in it or something.
Things you're not going to use.
So he'll do a loop in Arcadia's Cauldron and train and make power potions and that's quite effective.
So with this playthrough, I'm doing alchemy again. I didn't on my ranger character, and so I'm standing on the rocks with my flames blasting the water, floating salmon down the creek. Go run down, great. Pick up the salmon.
Oh man!
I always go shoot him in the near the docks in Solitude. Shoot him with arrows. Yeah, because then they just float around.
Right.
Oh yeah.
He did. He had the boots of water walking. Azadal's boots.
Oh yeah, he loves the Azadal's boots. Yeah,
and so he's walking around on the water around the Windhelm docks, shooting fireballs at salmon.
Yeah,
and having them float to the top.
Yeah, that's something that I discovered from him because I thought you could only catch the ones with roe in waterfalls, but no, if you kill them from the surface. Not if you catch them if you're swimming around, but you have to shoot them, and then they'll drop roe, which is kind of cool. Some of the things, though, some of his little tricks and things have been patched out with like the unofficial Skyrim patch and a couple other things. So
Potato Horse.
Like what? Like what?
Potato Horse.
Oh, right. Yes, that's right.
Catches farm.
You catch his farm.
If you take her a potato, you can use her horse.
Oh, really? I didn't even know that.
Yeah. Check it out on the Xbox.
Oh my gosh, that's amazing.
Yeah, free horse.
It walks away every time you get off.
Oh, it goes back to her.
Every time you fast travel, it'll be right there.
Yeah, once you've picked it up, it'll spawn when you fast travel. So not like a stolen horse.
Oh my gosh. We are at 25-24 currently.
Not bad.
Yeah.
Yeah. Also on this character, I'm using the tweaked sneak AI, so that you're not ridiculously sneaky.
Oh yeah.
You can't sneak up in front of somebody.
Yeah, like right in
the
their
middle
face.
of the day.
Yeah, but that's just fun though.
Yeah.
But that's augmented by there's the some of the spells for the Shadow Mage create darkness, and so you can make a spot that is currently light dark with a spell, and
Nice.
then go sneak into that space.
That's cool. Yeah, I haven't played a Shadow Mage but Triumvirate's very cool.
Yeah, I haven't played a Shadow Mage in a long time. I've been playing, I guess, mostly started out as kind of a destruction mage, but more leaning toward illusion now. I use Calm and Frenzy a lot, which are wonderful. Like a bear comes running up and you can just hit it with Calm and just walk away.
It's part of what makes Legendary playable early on.
Yeah.
Yeah, I really love the illusion side and being able to do it in different ways where you're not just always, it's not always a fight. You can find other ways around it, or use some invisibility to get around, or muffle, or whatever it may be, whatever, depending on what level you're at, you know. But invisibility and muffle are so, I feel, overpowered together that it's like, it's almost like the chameleon armor in Oblivion, where you're basically walking down the street invisible. Yeah. And nobody can see you. So I think that it's fun, but it becomes a bit overpowered for sure.
Yeah, this this sneak AI change it stops you from doing that too.
Oh yeah, it makes a difference.
Because even if you're invisible, you have to sneak and, be muffled and not bump into anybody.
Yeah, not run right into them.
So which is it? What is it called?
I'm looking that up right now.
Or sneak skills or something like that. Is that?
No, I'm using Sneak Tools too.
Sneak Tools, okay. That's what I thought you meant. Okay.
Because that gives you a throat slit and a sleeping kill option. Gosh, this other one must have downloaded it a long time ago. It's deep into the list.
Oh gosh,
that's one of the things I like about Mod Organizer. It has a really good search function.
Yeah, well, if I was on the computer that I play on, I'd be able to find it no problem.
Oh, okay.
But I'm having.
That's right. I forgot you don't stream. You don't. Yeah. Okay.
I'll be down there this evening when I'm streaming No Man's Sky.
We can't stream on this feed, right? It's got to be out on Twitch.
We would have to do start a new one.
Yeah. No, that's not. Yeah.
Or I wonder if you had the streaming key, if you could just switch to it.
Probably. So yeah. No.
There it is. Realistic AI detection.
Oh, okay.
I've
heard of that. I just never tried it.
Yeah, I assume with the stream key, you could just continue the same one, while it switched over. Yeah.
So in vanilla, 60% of your sneak comes from your sneak level and perks, 10 from the enemy, 25 from light, and 5 from sound.
Okay.
With this mod, it changes it to 25% sneak, 5% enemy, 60% light, and 10% sound.
Yeah, I'm looking at it now. Looks interesting. I'll give that a try. I wonder what it's incompatible with. Yeah.
Yeah. So far, it's been good with all the other ones I've done.
Yeah, you just have to let it beat them out. That's all. Just sort of load it lower in the load order.
Yeah.
Interesting. Well, okay. I'm going to download it. So they have light, medium. Oh, I see. So one's a little more small, medium increase. Yeah, cool. All right. So which one do you use? The light or the medium or the heavy or high?
I think I use the light.
Okay. So you can make it really, really, really hard.
Yeah.
Where they'll like hear you unless you're really careful.
So it has to be aware of whatever lighting mod you're using, doesn't it? So so it seems to like it's built for ELFX. Let's see, I don't use the enhancer. Do you use the ELFX enhancer? It seems I find it just way too dark, especially with an ENB.
Yeah, and I'm using NAT.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah. And yeah, if I'm in a dungeon, even if there's the occasional, wall sconce, I've got to have either mage light or a torch to be able to see. But with this mod, if you have a light source, it counts against your snake.
Okay. As long as the mod knows it's there.
Yeah.
That makes a lot of sense.
Read through this and see. I see. So it's compatible with Nat, Darker Nights, Equinoctium. Yeah, it probably won't work with Luminosity unless somebody's written a patch for it, because this thing hasn't been updated since 17. So
yeah.
Let me look at Luminosity. Whoops. I wonder if there's a patch for it. And I don't know how to build patches like that. No patches. Unless there was, I don't remember if there was a faux mod for that or not. No, it's just an UESP. That's the whole point. All right. Well, anyway, it sounds like fun. Do we want to start thinking about passing off to something else now, or how do you want to work it?
We can do that.